Hi, everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Sam. In today's video, we'll dive into Learn English without teachers or courses. I learned English without teachers or courses. A very deep beginning. Please listen before you judge yourself. Before this story truly begins, I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. If you are learning English and you feel slow, afraid, or tired, I want you to know something very important. You are not weak. You are learning. Many people only show the end of the journey. They show fluency, confidence, and success. But they never show the confusion, the silence, and the long, lonely road. This story starts far away from success. It starts with confusion. It starts with fear. It starts with almost nothing. I learned English without teachers or courses. Not because I wanted to prove something, but because I had no other choice. This article is made for a long YouTube video. You can read it slowly. You can listen to it while resting. Let the words move gently. When English looked impossible in the beginning, English looked impossible to me. It was not just a language. It was a mountain. Every word felt heavy. Every sentence felt long. Every paragraph felt endless. I remember opening an English book and feeling tired before reading even one page. My eyes followed the lines, but my mind did not understand anything. A real moment. I once tried to read a very easy English text for beginners. It was only half a page. After 15 minutes, I understood almost nothing. I closed the book slowly and felt something inside my chest. It was disappointment. At that time, I believed English was only for smart people. Feeling small around English made me feel small. When people spoke English confidently, I felt invisible. I compared myself with them and felt behind. A real example. I once heard two people talking in English. They laughed. They spoke freely. I stood near them and listened quietly. I understood some words, but not enough to join. That moment made me feel far away from them, even though we were close. English was not just a language. It was a wall between me and others. Silence became my habit because of fear. Silence became my habit. I avoided speaking English. I avoided situations. I avoided chances. A real example. Someone once asked me a question in English that I actually understood. I knew the answer. But my fear was faster than my courage. I smiled and nodded instead of speaking. Later that night, I repeated the correct answer in my head many times. But it was too late. Silence protected me from embarrassment, but it also protected me from growth. Waiting and waiting. For a long time, I waited. I waited for confidence. I waited for a teacher. I waited for the right time. I told myself many lies. I am not ready yet. I need more vocabulary first. I will start tomorrow. Tomorrow came many times, but nothing changed. One quiet night, I understood something painful. Waiting was my biggest mistake. The moment I took responsibility, one small decision changed everything. I said, I will stop waiting. I did not feel confident. I did not feel ready. But I felt tired of staying the same. I looked at what I had: a phone, internet, a little free time. That was enough. Becoming my own teacher was not easy. I did not know how to plan. I did not know what to study. But I knew one thing. I needed kindness, not pressure. I promised myself, I will study slowly. I will not compare myself. I will not quit. Listening when everything sounded strange. Listening was my first real step. At first, English sounded like fast noise. A real example. I listened to one short English story every morning while walking. The first week, I understood nothing. The second week, I recognized sounds. The third week, words became clearer. Listening trained my ears. Slowly, gently, repeating without shame. I repeated sentences many times. Out loud, quietly. I repeated even when I felt stupid. A real example. I repeated one simple sentence for many days until it felt natural. Repetition gave me confidence. Read one small piece at a time. I stopped reading fast. I read slowly. Sometimes only one paragraph. A real example. I read the same short story many times. Each time, I understood something new. Reading stopped being scary. Speaking alone became normal. I spoke to myself every day. While walking, while working, while resting. A real example. I described simple actions. I am walking. I am tired. My mouth slowly learned English. Mistakes followed me everywhere, but I stopped fighting them. A real example. I once used a wrong word many times. When I learned the correct word, I never forgot it. Mistakes taught me better than books. Thinking in English without forcing it. Thinking in English came quietly. Small thoughts. A real example. One day, I thought in English without trying. That moment made me smile. Some days were heavy. I felt tired. I felt bored. But I kept one rule. Never stop completely. A real example. On bad days, I listened for 1 minute. That was enough. English became part of my identity. English was no longer a subject. It became part of my life. I was not perfect, but I was free. Please remember this if you are listening now and feeling behind. Please remember. I started scared. I started silent. I started late. But I continued. You do not need magic. You need consistency. One small step. Every day. If I learned English without teachers or courses, you can too. I share my final story with you. One evening, after many months of learning English alone, something small but unforgettable happened. It was a normal day. Nothing special. I went to a small shop to buy something simple. The shopkeeper looked at me and spoke in English. His sentence was not long. It was not difficult. Before, in moments like this, I always stayed silent. I smiled. I nodded. I walked away. But this time was different. My heart started beating fast. My hands felt cold. Fear came back again. For a few seconds, my mind said, "Don't speak. You will make a mistake. Stay silent like before." But another voice inside me said something new. "Try." I opened my mouth. My voice was low. My pronunciation was not perfect. But I spoke. Just one sentence. It was simple. It was slow. It was not perfect. But it was real. The shopkeeper understood me. He answered normally. He did not laugh. He did not judge. He simply continued the conversation. At that moment, something changed inside me. I walked out of the shop, and I smiled. Not the old fake smile. A real one. Because I understood something very important. English is not about perfect grammar. It is not about sounding like a native speaker. English is about connection. That small sentence was not fluent. But it was brave. That day, I did not become an English speaker. But I became someone who speaks. And that was the beginning of everything. A final message for you if you are reading or listening to this now. Remember, your first sentence will not be perfect. Your voice may shake. Your words may be slow. But speak anyway, because one small sentence can change how you see yourself forever. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on improving your skills and mindset. See you in the next video.